The Gulf of Mexico, a body of water teeming with life and industry, is changing. Once known for its balmy breezes and gentle waves, the Gulf is now experiencing the unsettling effects of a warming world. The culprit? A complex interplay of factors, including rising sea levels and shifting weather patterns, all exacerbated by climate change. Scientists are particularly concerned about the potential for a northward shift of the equator, a phenomenon that could have profound implications for the Gulf's climate and the lives of millions who call its shores home. This potential shift, while seemingly subtle, could have dramatic consequences. A northward movement of the equator would bring warmer waters further north, potentially intensifying hurricanes and altering weather patterns across the region. Coastal communities, already grappling with the impacts of rising sea levels and more frequent extreme weather events, face a future fraught with uncertainty. The science is clear: warmer ocean waters fuel stronger hurricanes. As the Earth's temperature rises due to climate change, the ocean absorbs a significant portion of this excess heat. This warming trend is particularly pronounced in the Gulf of Mexico, where water temperatures have been steadily increasing over the past few decades. Warmer waters provide more energy for hurricanes, leading to rapid intensification and potentially more destructive storms. The implications of this warming trend are alarming. Hurricanes, already a significant threat to coastal communities, could become even more intense, bringing with them higher wind speeds, heavier rainfall, and more destructive storm surges. The potential for catastrophic damage from these supercharged storms is a growing concern for scientists and policymakers alike. Hurricane Milton, a recent Category 5 storm that tore through the Gulf of Mexico, serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of these storms. Milton's rapid intensification, fueled by unusually warm ocean waters, caught many by surprise, highlighting the challenges of predicting hurricane behavior in a changing climate. The storm's devastating impact on coastal communities underscored the vulnerability of these areas to the growing threat of extreme weather events. While it is difficult to attribute any single storm directly to climate change, Milton's characteristics, including its rapid intensification and unusual track, are consistent with what scientists predict will become more common. As the planet warms, the storm serves as a sobering glimpse into a future where hurricanes are more frequent, more intense, and more destructive. The potential impacts of a northward equatorial shift extend far beyond the Gulf Coast. As warmer waters and shifting weather patterns push further north, states like Georgia and South Carolina, once considered less vulnerable to hurricane threats, could face an increased risk of these storms. This northward expansion of hurricane zones would have significant implications for coastal communities, infrastructure, and economies. The potential for more frequent and intense storms in these areas raises concerns about the adequacy of existing infrastructure, disaster preparedness plans, and insurance coverage. Coastal communities, many of which lack the resources and experience of their Gulf Coast counterparts in dealing with hurricanes, would need to adapt quickly to this new reality. Section 5. The human cost, a call for action. The potential consequences of a northward equatorial shift are not just environmental, they are deeply human. Coastal communities, home to millions of people and vital economic activity, face an uncertain future. The loss of life, property, and livelihoods from more frequent and intense hurricanes would be devastating. The urgency of addressing climate change has never been clearer. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions, investing in renewable energy, and adapting to the impacts of a warming world are not just environmental imperatives, they are moral obligations. We have a responsibility to future generations to act now and mitigate the worst effects of climate change. Section 6. Adapting to a new reality. While mitigating climate change is essential, so too is adapting to the changes that are already underway. Coastal communities must invest in resilient infrastructure, strengthen building codes, and improve early warning systems to better withstand the impacts of more frequent and intense storms. Adaptation measures must also address the social and economic vulnerabilities exacerbated by climate change. This includes investing in affordable housing, strengthening social safety nets, and supporting economic diversification in coastal communities. Section 7. The need for continued research and understanding. Much remains unknown about the potential for a northward equatorial shift and its implications for the Gulf of Mexico and beyond. Continued research is crucial to better understand the complex interplay of factors driving these changes and to improve predictions of future hurricane activity. Investing in scientific research is not just about gathering data, it is about informing decision-making, guiding policy, and ultimately protecting lives and livelihoods. Section 8. Conclusion. Our collective responsibility. The potential for a northward equatorial shift and its implications for the Gulf of Mexico serve as a stark reminder of our interconnectedness with the natural world and the profound consequences of our actions. Addressing climate change and adapting to its impacts is not just the responsibility of governments or scientists, it is a collective responsibility that demands action from all sectors of society. The choices we make today will determine the future of our planet and the well-being of generations to come. We must act now with urgency and determination to create a more sustainable and just future for all.